Here we are at Warpstone Mine once again. Marshall, I'm very happy to hear that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, here we go. We got the Skaven in red, starting red this time for some reason. But Skaven Slaves, looks like we're going to have, oh crap, 3 of them. Then we're going to go to Clan Rat Spears, regular old Clan Rats, and 2 more Clan Rat Spears. Got 2 Plague Monk Sensor Bears, don't see them often. Poison Wind Globes. And I got 2 Gutter Runners with Poison. Got ourselves a little Brood Whore over here, just looking so cute. Other than this, we're going to be seeing the Ikit-Zazap, ROR Warp Lightning Cannon. We have Throth the Unclean on top of his Brood Whore. We got a Plague Priest on the ground with Vermintide and Pestilent Breath. We're also going to have Throth the Unclean bringing Beast Pack, Creature Killer, Remoldered, and Master Controller. Now for our blue player, the Greenskins. We're in a very large army. Both armies very large, in fact, on top of those troop counts. For the Greenskins, we're going to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units of just typical old Gobos. Got Savage Orcs behind them. 8 Peak Loonies on the far left flank. We're going to have 4 Goblin Spider Riders, 4 of them. We're going to have Goblin Wolf Rider Archers and 4 Goblin Spider Rider Archers, 2 on, 1 of each on the left flank and on the right flank. And then making sure I'm not missing anything else, looks like we can go over the leadership and monsters. So we have the Arachnarok Queen. We got Grom the Paunch, of course, on his chariot because he is too fat to get around any other way. Goblin Big Boss on top of a wolf with They Need Stabbing. Got the River Troll Hag here with Spirit Leech, as well as, is that Soul Blight? Doom and Darkness, sorry. And then got Grom the Paunch with his abilities being the Lucky Banner and Language of Du Bois. So, let's see what happens from here, chat. Looks like the Skaven coming out with their very fast melee lord and monster with the support of some Gutter Runners with Poison to be the counter skirmishing forces here. Ikit-Zazap going to be the long-range pressure that's going to force these Greenskins to their opponent. Spirit Leech going down, Overcast from the River Troll Hag. Looks like it's actually going down on top of the crew here. They unmounted their artillery pieces, and we'll see if they get back on top of them now. So as you can see, when they're mounted on the artillery, it looked like it was doing a lot of damage to the artillery models, but as soon as he unmounted, it did the damage to the crew instead of the artillery pieces themselves. I'm sure this is nearby Morse Lib, but yeah. So this might be the Twin Toed Comet. All right, Gutter Runners with poisons getting targeted by the Goblin Wolf Rider archers. Brood Whore and Master Throt going after him too, but so far the skirmish from both players is on point. Greenskins are not going to get any damage needlessly taken. They're just focusing on dodging the Warp Lightning Cannon right now. Here comes another Spirit Leech on top of the Warp Lightning Cannon. This time, once again, going down on the crew. Going to see Evenstar dismount. Wait for the Spirit Leech to wear off, and then as soon as he remounts, we're going to see that the health is actually going to change. I lied to you. I guess the health is very close to even right now between the artillery pieces and the crew. I mean, Skaven really deploying in a position in this map that I am not used to seeing too often. We're going to have to keep an eye out, obviously, for what's being utilized here, but so far, seems like we're okay. Alright, Goblin Big Boss getting targeted. I like that target a lot more than the River Troll Hag, honestly, because he can't heal it back up. It's a bit more squishy, too. Another Overcast Spirit Leech hitting down on top of the Warp Lightning crew. There they go, unmounting, or dismounting, sorry. Down to about half health now. Another big hit. This time looks like it might have hit both of them. I'm not sure what the targeting was, but Goblin Big Boss down below half health now, so he needs to be very careful, especially when you have two Brood Whores on the field of battle. They have pretty much the same speed as he does. I think it's like 93 or 92 to 95. Right now he's significantly debuffed by poison. No, it's 95, my bad. I think it's 95 to 95. Slayer, thank you so much for the subscription, man. 4 months of subscriptions. You are my boy. I appreciate it. And great games in the last semifinal, bro. It was a pleasure watching you. Alright, over here. Ragnarok Queen getting shot by the Warp Lightning Cannon. I'm not digging this engagement, to be honest. Greenskins do have the infantry support, but I mean, the Clan Rats getting summoned here is helping out plenty. Rat Ogre summon coming in here as well. And it looks like Throth the Unclean and the Brood Whore are going to try to remove themselves from the situation. The Ragnarok Queen just taking so much damage there. Over here, Ikit's Zap is still firing away. Almost has expended all of its ammunition. Romulan Dog, thank you for the subscription. 16 months, guys. Like a year and a half almost. A year and a third. I appreciate the support, my friend. Really appreciate it. Over here, yeah, I mean, the Greenskins pushing up in relatively good order, but the Ragnarok Queen is just taking so much damage. Some early terror going down on top of Savage Orcs already. Plague Breath, oh, very nicely placed, doing some good damage, but honestly, I'm kind of surprised. I guess it didn't hit the Goblins where it needed to deliver the most damage. It kind of just barely whiffed them. All right, Ikit's Zap. Talk about value. It's pretty much used all of its ammunition by now, but it is about to run out. And then the Ragnarok Queen will breathe a huge sigh of relief, I'm sure. But will it even matter by that point? Because the Poison Wing Globadiers, still some very healthy ones nearby. And this Ragnarok Queen, yeah, every Spirit Leech used on top of Ikit's Zap this battle, and they still used every last single round of ammunition. Now that is a very unfortunate backfire for the Greenskin player targeting it with those Spirit Leeches, because really that is value, just like so much winds of magic being invested into killing something that ended up using all of its ammunition anyway. There goes the Ragnarok Queen. Brood Whore going to finish it off, and the Ragnarok Queen against two Brood Whores is just not going to be good for her. Greenskin Infantry starting to make some progress, but keep in mind these are Skaven slaves, Goblin or Clan Rats and stuff, and the Skaven still have all of their important units on the field. We still have 2 full health Plague Monk Sensor Bears, which are now getting sent into combat. They should tear through all of the greenskin infantry that's left. And you still have a lot of terror on the field. But oh my goodness gracious, look at this. Throughout the Unclean, taking a massive amount of damage, and it looks like Grom the Punch is coming for him. Oh, Grommy boy. Also saw that the Goblin Big Boss was doing some big damage there too. I mean, Greenskins have tied up a lot of units. Over here, Broodwhore fighting the River Troll Hag. Goblin Big Boss trying to help out some Greenskin infantry that kind of seems to be sitting idle. Need to get these guys microed into combat. The Skaven, one problem for them is they're very close to the edge of the map, and so many of these units that might normally route and come back are just getting routed off the edge of the map immediately. Grom the Punch, Throth the Unclean are going toe-to-toe. Remoldered has gone down on top of Throth, though, giving him some big heals. He also has those stat buffs. Yeah, Greenskins, although it looks like they had a bit of a second wind there, and we're trying to get some momentum going, just going to not be able to pull it off. Yeah, nice build from the Skaven there, and I just stand by what I was saying there. It's just like, it was painful to see, but yeah, that River Troll Hag used like 90% of Spirit Leeches all on top of the Warp Lightning Cannon. That was really, you get 2,400 value, right? So, you know how much the Ragnarok Queen cost? 2,400. I'm not saying that's all the value it got, because clearly it shot some other things too, but like, this lightning cannon paid for itself more than twice and got the same amount of gold value and damage as the Ragnarok Queen cost in the first place. And then you add on the gold value of like each of those Spirit Leeches is 8 Winds of Magic. They were overcast, which, forgive me if I'm wrong, but I'm guessing like 11, 12, 10 to be generous. Let's say we're being generous and used 4 of them on top of that, even though I think it was probably closer to 5. You know, that's like most of your magic in a battle just being put into something and it not paying off at all. So 11? All right, cool. Thanks, Romulan. So yeah, 44 Winds of Magic, 55 Winds of Magic. We'll say between 44 and 66 Winds of Magic going towards overcasting Spirit Leeches on top of Big as that. So that was a painful lesson learned, I think, for Showtime. When he looks at this in hindsight, I think he's going to recognize, and maybe he wasn't noticing, because like Spirit Leech on the Warplane Cannon makes sense, but VM Evenstar was perfectly countering that play by dismounting the artillery every time, because if he would have stayed mounted, the Spirit Leeches would have started blowing up the artillery models, but they didn't. So yeah, I think maybe on the replay, Showtime may actually notice something he didn't notice during the actual battle itself. I mean, if it's like mortar, poison wind mortars, then, you know, Spirit Leech is beautiful, because it's not like they can mount and dismount. It just slowly but surely kills them all. But a Warp Lightning Cannon, like as Evenstar just demonstrated perfectly, there's micro even when it comes to artillery fights, guys. All right, ladies and gentlemen, starting with our blue player for round 2, we got ODM Showtime. Leading the Beastmen into battle, we're going to have 5 Ungor Spearman Herd, some with shields, some without. Going to have 4 Centaurs with throwing axes, 3 Centaur. Going to have Poison Warhounds, single unit of Harpies, and the Butchers of Kalkengard. Minotaurs with shields that cause terror and have regeneration, and also just the loveliest black and white paint splotches. Now, for the leadership, we have a Bray Shaman of Wild. Bray Shaman of Wild is going to have the Cygor summon, as well as Vile Tide. We're also going to be seeing Morgor, the Shadow Gave, bringing Stave of Ruinous Corruption and Spirit Essence of Chaos, so his 2 summons. Not a surprise there. Very mobile build for the Beastmen. Just a lot of cheap infantry to support itself. Now, what have the Greenskins brought for us? Well, I'm glad you asked, Reed. Let's cover it. We're going to have VM Evenstar, the front line of Orc Boys, 2 Orc Biggins, 1 on either flank, I'm going to have Savage Orc Biggins in the back. Got 2 of them. Got 2 Orc Arrow Boys. Got Night Goblins being the 8 Peak Loonies Unbreakable Regiment for Renown. Going to have a River Troll Hag. Going to be bringing Spirit Leech as well as Aspect of the Dread Knight, I think. Or is that Doom and Darkness? I always forget. It's Doom and Darkness. Along with Blast. And then we have Grom the Paunch, Language of the Boys. Or no, sorry. The Lucky Banner, Language of the Boys, and the Greydun is here. And then, am I missing anything else besides the Skirmish Cav? It looks like we have 2 Force Goblin Spider Riders, 2 Force Goblin Spider Rider Archers, and 2 Goblin Wolf Rider Archers. And here we go. Pretty serious skirmishing forces on both sides. 4 Centaurs with throwing axes are nothing to scoff at. And Beastmen and the Greenskins both going to have to be on their A game, as both players really have the tools to punish each other's skirmishing forces. And it's all going to be coming down to micro here, and I'm sure both these players are going to be up to the task. Hey, yeah, no links without permission, please. Thanks, Romulan. Alright, Beastmen continuing to push forward. We got all of our Ungor Spearmen herd screening forward for the rest of the Beastmen line. And man, I like both of these builds quite a lot. Very mobile Beastmen build that I like to see. Spirit Leech going down on top of the Centaurs. I like that targeting, honestly. It does look like, ooh, Wolf Rider, or sorry, the Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archer is getting caught out. Maybe routing here. The Centaurs staying on top of them. Yep, there they go, they're routing. This could be a nice quick pickup, 450 gold value for the Beastmen if they can, you know, finish the fight and execute these Forest Goblin Spider Riders. We do have some Orc Biggins coming to intercept with Grom the Punch, but obviously we're going to need these Forest Goblin Spider Riders to help slow them down with the poison. Over here, looks like they're doing just that. Centaurs did get pulled away from the engagement at the last second, though. And we will see. Beastmen got to play it safe, don't want to overextend themselves, but same thing goes for the Greenskins over here, who are really going out of their way to chase these 2 generic Centaurs and opening themselves up to a lot of incoming throwing axes from the other Centaur forces. Now we're going to be seeing the other Centaur coming in for a big counter charge against the Forest Goblin Spider Riders, who are chasing down this unit. And the Poison Warhounds are coming in to fight too. So looks to me like these Forest Goblin Spider Riders are going to get eliminated and routed off the edge of the map. So far I think the Beastmen getting the better of these trades, but still plenty of time to go. And over here, a Centaur starting to waver, getting rear charged by Goblin Wolf Rider Archers. Will it be enough? Looks like this leadership is starting to stabilize a little bit. And there it goes, starting to rout, but more Beastmen forces on the way. And the Greenskins are just kind of sinking more and more Forest Goblin Spider Riders and Skirmishers into this fight. And so far, I think they've been getting the worst of it. However, it does look like they might get a chance to eliminate some of these Cygors from the field, maybe the Warhounds. But the Beastmen look like they're going to be able to successfully just kind of push through here and get into the back lines to kind of wreak havoc on the Greenskins, being able to threaten them from multiple angles as the rest of the Beastmen forces are kind of coming in and hitting them with the broadside. Greenskins really looking at a formation right now. They do have much superior infantry, though, so they should still be able to win those fights with enough time. But when you have the Butchers of Kalkan Guard in there to help with the terror routes, you know, Greenskins don't want to be getting caught with a broadside charge from the Beastmen. Over here, another Forest Goblin Spider Rider shattered. Centaurs, though, taking a lot of damage, but now they are pushing around to the other flanks here. And the thing I am noticing is that the Greenskins are running out of mobility tools. They have 1 Forest Goblin Spider Rider here who's half health. The other one's been eliminated. 2 of the skirmishing forces have been eliminated. Over here, Vile Tide going in, and ooh, nice damage on top of those Orc boys. Harpies in on top of the Goblin Wolf Rider Archers, trying to eliminate them. Balance of power has started shifting towards the Greenskins, though. Alright, Orc boys diving into combat. Butchers of Kalkengard going to be doing a counter charge with Morgor the Shadow Gave. And Beastmen using their infantry very, very sparingly right now. Looks like we have Orc Boys coming into the back lines to get in combat. Sorry that I keep spinning around so much. I don't know why I do that. I hope it doesn't bother y'all too much. Over here, Ungor Spearmen trying to run away from the encroaching Orc Boys. Not sure why they're exactly doing that. It feels like they're opening themselves up to a lot of unnecessary damage. Ooh, a Viletide miscast going down right here by the looks of it. Spirit Leeches continue to go down from the River Troll Hag. And yeah, it looks to me like Showtime may be losing some of his unit cohesion, having some difficulties getting an orderly retreat here away from the Greenskins as they've been pushing him back. But I think the Beastman player here may be just trying to play this cautiously and regroup. Butchers of Kalkengard still have 12 models, can heal up quite a lot. But usually in my experience, the longer the battle goes, the less it goes in favor of the Beastmen. They're just not a faction known for their long-lasting tankiness. But oh my goodness, look at this. Cygor summons coming in. Cygor summon going to come in, try to help stem the tide of this green tide. But will it be enough? Butchers of Kalkengard still 12 models running away right now. Alright, Greenskin or Beastmen have a nice opportunity here to perhaps isolate these Orc Boys, kill them, use some of these Ungor Spearmen herd to create some distance and just buy the Butchers of Kalkengard enough time to finish them off. Over here, Crom the Paunch getting attacked by Harpies, Centaurs with throwing axes, and the Cygor now, who's coming in melee combat to engage him. Looks like Grom's going to take some damage, and oh, look at that! Chaos Spawn Summon also going down. Suddenly Grom the Paunch is in a much worse position than he's found himself at any other point in this battle. But will his infantry support with the big guns coming in be enough to turn the tide? Morgor fighting the River Troll Hag. In the backlines, the mobility fight seems to be going against the Beastmen for a minute here, as you see some throwing axes getting caught by the combined forces of the Forest Goblin Spider Riders with some Savage Orc big guns supporting them. There is a Wah. Butchers of Kalkengard once again just pointing out that they still have 12 out of 12 models and they do regenerate. And it looks like they're coming back here perhaps for a very nasty rear charge into a whole lot of Orc Boys who are currently pinned in combat right now. Oh my goodness gracious. What a beautiful rear charge this is looking up like it's going to be. Oh wow. Such immense shock damage there. Terror routes aren't kicking in though, and unfortunately it looks like the Butchers of Kalkengard may have gotten there just a little bit too late to really take advantage of the Orcs being pinned in place. But there goes the Terror route finally, and now the Butchers of Kalkengard are coming over here to help Morgor the Shadow Gave in his combat against Crom the Paunch and the River Troll Hag. Greenskin infantry looks like it's starting to take it away at this stage in the battle though. The Ungor Spearmen, although they were used cautiously at first, have started to get dragged down. Crom the Paunch going after a routing Morgor the Shadow Gave. And I think that's going to be the Fat Lady singing. Yeah, big one's just running around the map. You know, don't see how the Beastmen have. Really, I don't think they have enough to defeat how many big guns there are on the field. But oh, look at this, a nice pickup. Centaurs catching some very unprotected Orc Error Boys. Could they get these guys some routing going on? 12 models still on top of the Butchers of Kalkengard, and they are in combat, about to tear out some Orc Boys, and they're on top of the giant River Troll Hag. Could they potentially isolate and eliminate the River Troll Hag? I mean, you got Centaurs over here that can come over and help. River Troll Hag's really looking worse for wear. Over here, Centigores, almost getting the route, but now you have the Biggins coming up from the rear. Viletide coming down here, going to devastate those Orc Air Boys. Do some friendly fire too, but I think obviously it's more dangerous to infantry than it is to cav like Centigores. But look at this, River Troll Hag getting eliminated by the Butchers of Kalkengard. Too little too late, perhaps, but there goes a hero from the Greenskin roster, and even if it's only a symbolic victory, I'm sure it still feels good for ODM Showtime. But VM Evenstar coming in second place in HWL Season 7. Coming in strong in Season 8, guys. He's heading to the final of the third tournament this season. All right, so come on, auto mod. Sorry, chosen one. Even though I might say the word stupid slut, don't want it in the chat. I have my privileges. Butchers of Kalkengard getting some crazy good value. No getting around that. A lot of the Centigores doing well, but a lot of them also getting shut down pretty hard. I just think it was like, you know, initial stages, Beastman had some good momentum going, but as you see so often, once the foot gets lifted off the gas pedal a bit for the Beastmen, they just kind of stall out and get dragged down by other factions, and I think it was just the Greenskin Infantry here. They really needed to deal with it to fight decisively, quickly, and you know, when they weren't able to do so, it's just so hard to get through 4 units of big guns if you're the Beastmen. So that was a 2-0 victory to Evenstar, and now it's the final.